IVM.
Hey everybody, welcome to another amazing week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money, for supporting the network. Guys, you should definitely check out some of the content that we're doing recently, which is somewhat COVID related. Pavan's been doing an awesome job on the Pragati podcast. All Thing Policy has also got a tremendous number of really great episodes about what's going on and the impact. We talk about this stuff on Cyrus Says, especially in the Cock and Bull episodes. On Advertising is Dead, Varun's had a couple of episodes where he's spoken about the impact of this, as is Karthik on the Filter Coffee podcast. And across the network, definitely do check it out. I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself. And with that, let's get you to your show.
Hi and welcome to Simblified Shortie. We are still socially isolating and we hope you are as well, unless you're hearing this in the year 2026. Tony, do you think people will still be socially isolating in the year 2026?
Let's hope not. Because if they are still listening to podcasts by then, I think they would have reached the bottom of the barrel, by which time they'll be listening to Simplified. So that's right.
Yeah. So
we'll be the first.
Our lovely predictions.
We'll be the first species to go extinct because of social isolation. No reproduction.
Too good. Anyway, we are here with me, Chuck, and we have
Venerable Old Man Naren.
Okay, you describe yourself as venerable now. Okay, good.
And Court Jester Tony.
Court Jester Tony. I didn't have one for myself, so I'll just say follically challenged.
Very nice.
So, follically challenged Chuck. I always wanted a Chuck FC, but I always in my head hope that the F was for either fan club or football club, not follically challenged. So there we have it. Life leads us all on different paths. Okay, so this is Shorty, so we don't have time for this unnecessary banter. Okay, so we have a surprise announcement at the end of the show. Don't worry, Simplified is not going off the air. We would not do that. But before we get in, quite the contrary. Before we get into that announcement, we will have our actual episode, a shorty, which so Tony has whipped up something interesting for us. So take it away, sir.
Yes. You know how we always refer to the Simplified listeners as the collective noun as an MBA of Simplified listeners.
Correct.
You know what the MBA guy's motto is, right? It's Carpe Paradigm Shift.
Yeah.
So we are in the middle of a paradigm shift, right? I don't know if you remember, there was this famous thing that people refer to as what is taught in an MBA class, but was never. Is this 3-frame ad for a cola, which appeared differently in the UAE versus everywhere else. In the first frame, there's a tired guy who drinks the cola, and then in the third frame, he appears refreshed. But in the UAE and Dubai and all, it caused a big problem because people read from right to left. So it appeared as if, he was refreshed, then he drank the cola and then he became very tired. So that's what
reminding me of that.
Yeah, that's what the pandemic has done to us, right? Because now, for instance, when I go out, I wear the worst clothes. And then after I come back, I take a shower. After I come back, I take a shower as opposed to before that.
I have a shower.
But have you started dressing up for your Zoom calls yet?
I mean, clearly you can see me on video, so except for the lungi that I'm wearing. But so haircuts have also.
I meant dressing up and not dressing itself, but okay.
But essentially, what's happened is that how this famous economist Paul Samuelson has said that the stock market has predicted 9 of the last 5 recessions.
Yeah.
And marketing guys have predicted basically 100 of the last 5 consumer trends.
Yeah.
So amongst all the things that are going down in demand, one thing that is up, I think, is trends and trend predictions by MBA guys on PPTs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
there are some.
On that note, I just wanted to say, so one of the reports from one of the consultancies, I think it was Goldman Sachs, They said the type of stocks that you should be investing in right now, they called it the granola stocks. So G stands for Glaxo, R for something else. So all of the A for AstraZeneca, that pharma company. So basically all FMCGs, pharma. So they have now a term for it. If any of you are listening to Simplified, we're extremely sorry. We love you guys. Goldman Sachs for life.
Yeah. So, but some obvious industries have, reduced in demand during the pandemic, right? Like whether it's travel or hospitality or, formal clothes for that matter. Like, I don't know if any, or haircuts or even restaurants.
What are haircuts and what are formal clothes? Asking as a bald freelancer.
It's just ahead of the curve.
Head? Oh my God.
Hairy question.
But interestingly, some other things will go up in sales, right? We can estimate. For instance, one of the things is quality earphones and multiple earphones. The other thing that will go up is books because people will write them. Here is looking at you.
The surprise that we have for you at the end is Naren's book announcement.
So, but more interestingly, there are certain other things that one of the things that I love doing as an MBA student is this thing called guesstimates, where you have to like make up random things based on very random information, like sort of like this podcast, but but interestingly, like I'll tell you what has changed, right? For instance, as Kerala and China and all are getting back to normalcy, two things have seen a significant increase in their sales and mostly government mandated. Those are umbrellas and Chinese hats. So umbrellas because it helps you maintain the social distancing between the next person. So you have to hold an umbrella wherever you go. Or the Chinese have come up with hats with like things at the edge, so you maintain the social distancing. Maybe hats will make a comeback, right? Do you have any interesting things that you think will, either go up or down in sales, and why not?
I have some are I don't know if this is trivial, but I suspect lipsticks will dramatically go down. Right, everyone's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So why would women wear lipsticks? And to complement that, eye makeup will go up a lot because that's about the only thing that they'll be able to do.
Wow. Naren is easily winning this, no? Chuck?
I'm saving all of my ideas for the surprise.
Okay. But one of the things I've noticed is no logical person will ever make tea again now that they're washing the vessels themselves. Switch to coffee. I mean, this is like the last straw where everyone has coffee because it's so much easier to wash the damn vessels, right? If you've ever washed a teapot, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The other thing.
One thing that has, sorry, Tony, I just thought of something because it's right in front of me. One thing that will go up in sales, I feel, is because now we are going to be zooming a lot more. The front camera has become more important than ever. So I think one antiquated piece of technology is going to come back, and that is the
webcam. Yes.
The webcam. Yeah, that's right. I actually dug this. So this webcam was last used in 2011 or 12. So for those of you who can't see this, and that's all of you because this is an audio recording, I'm holding a webcam, a Logitech 720p HD webcam, which I bought for $1,200 or something back in 2012, and I needed it for some webcast or something that I was a part of. I think Kamba was also a part of that, if I remember. And I used a desktop and I never had a webcam. So I had to run down to the store and get one. And since that day, I haven't used it. And now that everybody is getting onto this anyway. And this has much better quality than the thing that's embedded within your camera, within your laptop. So I thought, okay, sure, might as well. And another excuse to use technology. So I remember reading somewhere that webcams are actually getting sold out. So yeah. old text like that might come back.
Yeah, allied to this, what's going to happen? Snapchat is going to make formal filters so you appear like.
Oh, that's going to be an enormous sort of market segment. We can actually have a startup on that, where you have a Snapchat kind of thing and it allows chat. So
yeah.
total. And I know that because I am in on many family chats where it's difficult to keep the sort of tempo up. So everyone basically first round is how are you? Everyone is fine. What have you been doing? Nothing. What did you cook? Nothing. And after that, it just sort of goes downhill from there, right? So
that's exactly what we started this recording, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So where were we, Tony?
Yeah. So but interestingly, like I posed this question to a friend who said, Shika is her name. She said that what she's seen a change in is that people will stop eating rotis and switch to rice now because there is no house help. So it's much easier to cook like a cooker of rice instead of making rotis. So rice instead of
extending extending that to things that can be multiple things put into a pot and boiled. Those recipes like khichdi and all. I think khichdi will be the national dish of India. It'll be like everyone will be like maestro in khichdi, like total. Yeah.
So I tried to make this dosha pudi, the idli pudi or chutney pudi, whatever you call it. So I tried to make it. It was an utter disaster, but it tasted great. So we somehow salvaged that and made it into a sabji.
Wait, what are you evaluating for other than taste?
Form. It wasn't very powdery. I ended up using too much oil, and it was like a gloopy, gelatinous mess.
Okay.
The texture and all. Okay.
Yeah, texture. It wasn't idli podi as much as idli paste. Podi paste or whatever.
Okay. So, Chuck, what else the world is not having enough of now? Live sessions, which brings us to our special announcement.
But ours is different. We are not hosting a webinar, which is very important.
What are we hosting, Chuck?
Okay, so what we are going to do is so Tony and I were talking about this little prediction game, and we thought we could we thought we could have an entire session out of it. But so what we're going to do is we are actually going to invite some of you to be a part of this if you want to, that is. So next week from the time we are recording, this episode will be out on May 4th of May. So sometime later in that week, 7th most likely, which is a Thursday, the Simblified quartet will be hosting a live podcast recording, and we will each have some of these things that we think are going to go up or go down. But here's the thing. We want it to be as absurd as possible, and we will give points to each other in levels of absurdity and possibility for this to actually happen. So if somebody says something like, because of the increased work from home, webcams are going to increase, sure, but that's not very interesting. But Naren saying that eye makeup is going to increase, that's slightly, I didn't think of that. So we'll give extra points or something like that. So all of us will run over like 3 or 4 examples ourselves, and then we want you guys to join in the conversation. So we'd love it if you could join in.
Wackier the better,
Yeah, the wackier the better. So we'll actually put you on air. That's right. You can now achieve your life dream of
appearing on
Simplified host on air itself. Details will be out. We are still, at the time of recording, we are still working out how we are going to do it. But what we would encourage you to do is just stay tuned to our social profiles and the IVM social media handles, and we will put out details by Monday or Tuesday, basically by the time you hear this, and hopefully the show description will have it as well. It's likely to be over Zoom. We'd love it for you guys to join in. We haven't done a live episode in a really, really long time. The last time we did a live episode was an actual live episode, Naren, back in the days when we could physically see each other in person. This was our 100th episode back in 2018 or 19. So God, I lose track.
2000.
Lose track. We lose
18,
track.
I think,
So this will be our first remote live episode and the first live featuring Tony.
Woo!
Yes.
Tony, are you nervous?
No, not at all.
No.
You should be.
Filters will come.
You should be. Yeah. Naren and I had to go to Vipassana before just to like stoic ourselves. So yes, that's basically what we are going to do. We hope we have made it kind of clear because of coronavirus. What are some things that are likely to be sold more and some things that are likely to be sold less? The more absurd, the better, but we would love to hear your logic for some of these things, and we will try our best to come out with some of these other. Naren has promised that he's going to. So Naren has a rooftop garden, and he's been experimenting with various types of plants, interbreeding them with each other, and he promises to have a nice big do before joining us next time. Maybe if you smoke a cucumber, Naren, you might come out with some interesting ideas. Nobody's ever tried that before. So yes, that is about it. Did I miss out on anything, Tony? That's roughly the vision that we had in mind, right?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, we are saying this 2 weeks after Global Citizen put up a massive online thing. Currently, as we speak, YouTube is doing theirs. There are tons of great, incredible webinars by thought leaders around the world that are happening. Even Rahul Gandhi has been speaking to Raghuram Rajan. So all sorts of great concerts, webinars, and everything happening. And we are imploring you to ditch all that and come join us for an hour of absolute nonsense.
So there's this great humorist, Marathi humorist named Pula Deshpande. And in one of his plays, he says, one of his characters says that, so I'll do a rough translation. Just because a peacock can strut about majestically, does it mean that a crow cannot walk? So he can, right? So we are like, so what? We are not peacock, but we are going to strut as well. So come along, strut with us.
Strut with us, correct. Strut with us like crows and we will murder it. Get it?
Yes, we'll.
Okay, on that note, I think we should sign off. So, Naren, any final words for this very long shortie?
Stay safe, stay strutted, and stay simplified. Yes.
Okay. On that note, see you guys for the live session. Bye.
Bye.
How many times have you caught yourself Googling stuff on health and wondering if it's the right information? How many times have you heard different health experts give opposing views, which has only left you confused? There are rising cases of cancer, heart, diabetes, stress, and autoimmune diseases. Meet the patients and the experts who paved the path of true healing. Join me, Rachna Chachi, cancer nutrition coach and nutritional therapist on Heal and Hearty. I take you through my own journey of recovery from an incurable disease and the journey of so many others who healed only via nutrition and holistic healing. Find the answers you seek for what's good for your health and what's good for your soul. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. Don't forget your date with good health.
Hi, I'm DJ, one of the presenters of the Edges and Sledges cricket podcast. I'm based in London and host the podcast along with my friend from school, Varun, who's based in Singapore, and his brother Ashwin, who's based in the US. We've all been massive fans of Indian cricket all our lives, and despite living in 3 different time zones and having pretty busy professional lives, we decided to start our own cricket podcast in March 2018. After putting out 59 episodes on our own, we were delighted to join IVM in May 2019, becoming the first pre-existing podcast to be picked up by India's largest podcast network. We've chatted with some awesome people, had some fantastic cricketing conversations along the way. But the main reason we do this every week is to have fun discussing the same cricket topics and issues that you guys are talking about every day in your living rooms. We're fans, not experts, so expect us to be honest. We really hope you decide to join us every week on the podcast.